If there is any organization or institution that can be said to embody the phrase small but mighty, that organization is the Childville School, nestled in the serene ambience of Ramat Estate in Ogudu, an upscale suburb of Lagos, Nigeria's commercial nerve center and cultural melting pot. It is a preschool, primary and secondary educational institution. More importantly, the Childville is indeed a town or city for children. It is a child-centered, independent day school devoted to the principle that each individual child is a blank canvas that can become a masterpiece if enabled to reach the limit of his or her potential. It is to this end that the school's management, faculty, and non-academic personnel strives to create an enabling environment for inclusive and innovative learning to take place. The curriculum, a sublime blend of the best of Nigerian and British content, shapes the school's approach to education, which is based on the quest to produce bold, confident, curious, and lifelong learners ready to apply the concepts learned in the classroom and the laboratory to the real world. That has been the Childville winning model since its founding in October 1981 by Mrs. Olugbemini Mutukpe Ore Smith, a graduate of education from the University of London and a passionate educationist who kick-started this vision with the Childville Nursery and Primary School in the Yaba suburb of Lagos. The astounding success of the Yaba branch, beginning from a mere 15 students and 2 teachers, emboldened the founder to launch out in new directions, with the Ogudu branch being established in September 1992. The steady growth of the Childville, coupled with the continued upgrading of its modern and up-to-date instructional facilities, was a testimony to the school's educational and academic success rate in examinations and competitions across the state, as well as other endeavors, as a result of which its graduates were routinely accepted onto top secondary schools in Nigeria. Against this backdrop, the opening of Childville Senior in September 2008 was, of course, a logical and natural progression.
The most important thing for us at Childville is the child. You know, it's not about a parent, it's the child. So everything that we feel will benefit the child that will give us a total child is what we do. So as much as possible, things are always evolving. We find new things, we try to see how we can adapt it to our own particular circumstance. So the sort of child we have at the Childville is a well-rounded child, academically, mentally, physically, emotionally, socially, spiritually, so that when they go into society, they're able to excel. And they're not, so we put them in circumstances where we know that things are not always perfect, but this is how it's going to be. Our children are very happy. If you ask any of our parents, they'll tell you, we have very, very happy children. They never want to leave school.
The Childville School curriculum is a sublime blend of the best of Nigerian and British content, as it prepares students for a range of examinations and assessments, both Nigerian and international, such as the IGCSE, International General Certificate of Secondary Education, and the CIE, Cambridge International Examinations, as well as WASC, West African School Certificate, among others. This rigorous and intensive academic orientation allows Childville students to have a truly international qualification on their departure, as it enables them to maximize every available opportunity to advance their education careers in universities in the United Kingdom, the United States, Canada, and so on, as well as in Nigeria and other African countries. Beyond equipping its students for outstanding success in examinations and assessments, Childville School is driven by a single-minded quest to become a reference point among the most excellent institutions of learning in the land when it comes to providing a conducive environment for children from the ages of 2 to 16 plus to reach their full potential intellectually, socially, morally, and physically. The school's commitment to the development of the child is total and unwavering. It is around this child-centeredness that the entire organization of Childville education, business, and administrative model revolves.
It majorly helps to raise a well-rounded child from the nursery to the primary to the secondary school, where they have the opportunity to express themselves and not hold back in any way. So it also has to do with the curriculum, the school budget, the activities that are being done. So like the extracurricular activities that the kids go into, the excursions that we go for, the materials that they would need in the classrooms, the efficient running of the school, the computer labs running properly, making sure that the teachers themselves are well kitted to even teach the child. So even running the support staff. So it all runs into each other to make sure that everybody is doing their own individual aspect so that the school functions and excels properly.
Childville School's overarching vision is to be a household name when it comes to excellent and all-round academic achievement, designed to position it as any right-thinking parent's first choice in learning and education, and its ambitious mission, which is to exceed the students' expectations while inspiring them to great heights and rewarding them for doing so, has over the years gained the complete confidence of countless parents. Over the years, Childville School, thanks to its focus on the child, has succeeded in fostering in its pupils and students high level of physical, social, moral, and intellectual development, as well as an enviable record of outstanding results in all external examinations and inter-school competitions at the Lagos State and national levels, as testified by the trophies, plaques, and other accolades the school has garnered over the years. In the school's 35-year sojourn and in its transition from Yaba to Ogudu, it has made a tremendous impact on its various localities in Lagos State and its environs, and on the nation at large.
The children learning by themselves, learning at their own pace. We don't push them. We have conversational teaching in all our classrooms. We allow them to learn at their own pace. We have different groups in the classroom, and we have the group A, group B, group C, and D. And at the end of the whole term or the session, they still write the same question. So the curriculum is all about the children learning at their own pace and getting what is being taught. And the teachers they put in their best to make sure that the objectives of every lesson is achieved. And what we do here is, at the beginning of the lesson, we write the objective of the topic you're going to teach on the board. You revise it with the children. So as you teach, the children see the objective. Okay, if you have like 3 objectives, they see that have I been able to achieve the first one? Have I been able to achieve the second one? And at the end of the lesson, when evaluation is being taken by the class teachers, the children themselves will know by looking at the objectives that, have I achieved anything from this lesson? And the teacher herself or himself will know that, have I actually taught? Have I gotten my goal for this lesson? So the curriculum is a blend of holistic training, holistic learning. Now when we do ours in school, the parents are also carried along.
We pride ourselves that we are about the child and want to bring out the best in every child that comes to us. So we are deliberate in our approach. We are painstaking, and we understand that every child matters. And so for us, there's no limits kind of what a child can do. And so you see that excellence in different aspects of the school life, the academics, the different competitions that we participate in. For instance, last year, 3 of my students represented Nigeria in Microsoft Office Specialist World Championship, and one of them came third in the world. So it's been a fantastic experience in terms of curricular development and what the children are able to do themselves.
At whatever level it is being implemented, the Childville School curriculum is driven by the passion and commitment of its highly qualified and dedicated teachers who engage their students with a methodology that is at once innovative, activity-based, and empathetic, designed not only to enhance the students' grasp and indeed ownership of the concepts being imparted, but also to engender in the students a spirit of analysis, inquiry, and creativity. This modern technique of teaching is even more apparent in the teaching of core subjects such as mathematics.
I try to be friendly with the students because you see that students run away from mathematics generally. And so the best way to attract the student is to be a friend to the student. Be a friend to the student so that the student will like the teacher. If they don't like the teacher, they will not like what you are teaching. So you try to get acquainted with them. Then so that by the time you are teaching them, they will also love the subject or the topic you are teaching them. If adventure there is any area that they don't like, we take them outside the classroom, after the classwork, and then we also teach them. You also notice that if you go around the classroom, we have the student-teacher ratio is very small, okay? So we concentrate, we give the students maximum concentration. So we concentrate on them. If there's anything they don't understand, we still go over it and over with them. And then at the end of the day, we see results.
In a technology-driven world such as they are increasingly finding themselves, the next generation of professionals and leaders must possess the skills needed to successfully navigate the world of science. In its determination to position its students in the mainstream rather than the margins of the highly competitive 21st century global marketplace of information and ideas, the teaching of the sciences is hands-on the part of both teachers and students, and in a bid to impart an intimate understanding of concepts and their application towards solving challenges in the real world.
What we do here actually is to discover a child. We try our best to make the child feel comfortable to ask any question, and even outside the classroom, the students still have access to the teachers because we allow them to come to us at every point in time when they have problems. So, and this actually have helped us so far in our teaching, and I can actually stand for the science department to say so far in this teaching of science we have actually turned out excellent students.
You will not be the one that will be solving the question every now and then. Once you've given them the intricacies, what you need to do is now to guide them. Okay, you, Bola, can you solve this? Come and have a look, come and solve this on the board. And by the time they come, and one of them, if the students, when they see one of them solving the same questions on the board, it gingers them more. They will now believe that, okay, that means it's not only the teacher that can do this. So they will be fascinated, and they will work, and they will want to study at home and be the person that will act on the board like a teacher. So we don't want a situation whereby the teacher will be the only person that will be teaching. You have to engage them. When you engage them, they will go home and they can do those things on their own, confidently, independently, and to cram it all. You now realize that you now produce a student that is outstanding, that can stand out among equals outside there. In a nutshell, I always work towards producing a champion, not in the local level, but international-wise.
I see Childville as a platform where all of us come to express ourselves. However, we also do get invitations out there. We get to meet other students from other schools. We get to meet teachers from other schools. And not because I'm here, I think Childville is still the best. I have taught, for the sake of public whatever, I won't be mentioning names of schools, but I've met with some students in other schools. And the relationship that our students enjoy with teachers here, it is second to none.
The study of English language in the Childville aims not just to inculcate the abilities of speaking and writing good grammar or the ability to comprehend passages, but also to explore the nuances of the English language and the socio-cultural contexts in which words and phrases are deployed, as well as effective communication skills which will enable the students to thrive in a world in which such skills are increasingly needed by professionals and leaders seeking to influence opinions and perceptions. In a world that is increasingly being defined by information and communications technology, failure to be competitive in the global ICT revolution is potentially fatal to the prospects of any individual or organization desirous of making meaningful progress. At the Childville School, the ICT program is rich and comprehensive, designed to inculcate programming, graphic design, and other competencies in the pupils and students in a manner that equips them to solve problems and articulate solutions to the technical challenges of today and tomorrow.
The technology age we are now demand that students should not only rely on what they are being taught in classroom, but what they can also do even on their own independently using the computer, using the internet. So in Childville School, we make sure that we develop our students so that they can have these skills to be able to work independently using the computer, using basic technology tools, and also using the internet. So when they move from one level to another, then they can acquire all these skills and use it for themselves. For example, we have the Code Lagos. We have so many programming languages that we teach them with. We have so many programs that has been mapped out by the school. So they go into coding, they're able to develop their skills in coding, they're able to make games applications, they're able to build websites that they can even use even outside their education here in Childville School. So in Childville School, they just teach them just to be able to pass the exams alone, but to be able to be entrepreneur, so that they can have this entrepreneurship skill that even outside the school they can also stand alone and be able to make things for themselves out of life.
Cognizant of its mandate to explore the full range of a child's cognitive, affective, and psychomotor skills, Childville has thriving arts program from the preschool to the secondary school level. The teaching of music in particular is done in such a way as to tap into the students' innate talent, as well as to stimulate their auditory sensibilities and their appreciation of musical output in a variety of genres.
In music, the aims are, one, to make sure that a child want to develop their interest in music, such that even when they leave the school, they still have the interest. Want music to be part of them. Music affects the cognitive, the affective, and the psychomotor domain. So we train our children in those aspects, so they can find themselves in at least one of those aspects. So that affects also the way we teach. We don't usually do what, we let the children discover. We guide them to discover the benefit, the beauty, the joy of music.
We go out for music competitions like song, and these are the things that sells the school. Like the other time we went for a competition at Rainbow College and, some years back, and the school came second, So, well, this school is a very good school that I can, suggest to any parent to bring their children in area of music. We're very firm and we do the right thing here.
The same goes for the Fine Arts program at the Childville, where students are taught the nature of forms, shapes, and colors, and how to manipulate various materials in a variety of methods so as to be able to refine their aesthetic senses and use their powers of observation, memory, and imagination to add beauty and value to the world.
If I have my way, the government will make art compulsory in every school, and just as compulsory as mathematics and English, because it affects every part of human life. The way you eat, the way you dress, the way you walk, everything is about art. And art reflects in every subject, whether in English, whether in maths, or in physics, or anything. So art is generally, and that's why when we talk about art, you see that everywhere art is the same. If I go to London, and I speak about or I draw something and I show it to the world over there. The same, I don't need to be there for them to understand what I have done. The same way in Italy, India, anywhere. That's why we say it's a means of, or a medium of communication, or a medium of self-expression.
In today's world, knowledge of French language as well as the Francophone world, its culture and values, is indispensable if one is to thrive and make his or her mark as a responsible and successful global citizen. To this end, the French program at the Childville School is a robust one, and it seeks to inculcate in the student a deep understanding of French in all its ramifications.
Mademoiselle, où habites-tu?
J'habite à Lagos.
J'habite à
Lagos.
Lagos. Okay, j'habite à Lagos.
I am proud to be their teacher because of the patients I put in and they are responding. And even IGCSE exam here, you used to have A star, B, C, and some that are very low, possibly F, all of that. I'm not doing badly. The students, they are doing very well in French in this school.
The world, as they say, is a school all by itself. At the Childville, learning is not confined to the classroom or the laboratory. Excursions, field trips, and international tours are part of the curriculum as well, and they broaden the students' mental horizons in no small way, while giving them a greater understanding of the diversity of cultures in the world. Armed with the understanding that no two children are exactly the same, the Childville School's academic and extracurricular program is aimed at building on the individual strengths of each child while learning valuable lessons from their areas of weakness. This is the reason for the wide variety of sporting as well as club activities conducted in the school. In the classroom and outside it, the Childville boy or girl, whether still here or an alumnus, displays a combination of academic virtuosity, good interpersonal and other social skills, and confidence in his or her ability to maximize the opportunities of the future in the dynamic world awaiting him or her, while surmounting the challenges that will come with those opportunities. All these attributes are complemented by a deep sense of gratitude to God, to their parents for bringing them to the Childville, and to their teachers, counselors, and mentors for making their experience here such a memorable one. Every year, the Childville's old students graduate from universities all over the globe and assume positions of importance and influence in the society, to the glory of God, to the joy of their families, and to the pride of the Childville community.
One of the major things Childville has done is that it has taught me personal skills that I'm going to keep for life. Things like respect, honor, dignity. In fact, they even gave us books that had character counts, and there were 6 character counts. And each term we're going to focus on a particular character count, and each student had to exhibit those characters. So Childville has really helped me to maintain and develop very good characters, and it has also helped me to find a lot of my talent. I didn't know that I could play music, I didn't know that I could draw, I didn't know that I could do plenty things until different teachers, different students helped me to find those gifts that I had.
There's a big world in us. If you bring your child to this school, you will never regret it because the teachers will just never give up on that child. That child will change in such a fantastic way that you begin to wonder, is this the same person? Because one thing about this school, both the students and the teachers, is that we're one connected family. We're one small, big community. We're small but mighty.
One of the major things I've been able to learn to do is to work as a team. I often liked that my ideas would be what we would use. So I've learned to be able to listen to other people and change my perspective a lot to be a good leader.
At some points in life, you would have to show forth who you are to either a person or a group of people, and your first impression or any impression whatsoever to that person or to the group of people really matters. And so Childville actually brings students up to shape themselves in the right way. And I am really grateful for that. I have also been able to, with the help of my school and teachers, I have also been able to represent Nigeria in the Certiport Microsoft World Championship that I went for last year, and I came 10th in the world in PowerPoint 2016. And I went this year and came 3rd in the world in Word 2016.
With its track record of success spanning 35 years and counting, the Childville can justifiably look back at a proud and illustrious past in which it has truly carved a niche for itself as a family school. It can also look forward with hope and confidence to the future as it constantly reinvents itself in order to surmount the challenges and maximize the opportunities of a future that promises to be challenging, exciting, and fulfilling, all at the same time.
I see us, more importantly, apart from just the facilities, because you can have a facilities and then it can be a mess. I see us even further influencing children in society. I see us further giving back to society. That's very important to us at Childville. One of the things that we're a very charitable school.